All right, we're back. Okay, let's do some Q&A, folks. And what we're going to do starting now is, and hopefully this will help with sorting the questions, is I'm just going to start from best. I'm just going to sort it by best. And the ones that have been voted, upvoted the most, we're going to read out. So try to help with that. When you guys look through the thread, just include your questions, but also upvote the ones you think you'd like to see an answer for. Okay, first things first. Let's see. It says Motard the Monster asks, what do you guys think are some sleeper OP cards at the moment?
Super OP or
No,
sleeper OP?
sleeper OP cards. So cards that a lot of folks don't really know about or play much.
Okay. Hmm.
I'll go first then.
Okay, go for it.
I think a really good card is Mad Bomber. So one of the best cards right now, well, one of the best decks right now is the Warlock, and they'll often play a Blood Imp on turn 1 or something like that. You play the Mad Bomber on turn 2, and it's the perfect counter. You kill the Blood Imp, and you get a 3/2. It's incredible.
Yep. I don't know if it's
I feel like this is not a sleeper.
Yeah, it's not as much of a sleeper these days, but I still think a lot of people don't.
I don't see many people using it.
I think a lot of people still don't play it in constructed. I think
Bomber is like one of my top arena picks, and I have it in a lot of my constructed decks. I don't know. On a personal level, there's no snooze involved. I don't know. I see it quite a bit too.
All right, Krip, what do you think?
I don't know. Cards are just good or not good. Seems like the information kind of gets out there. Usually it's like the legendaries that people are in debate about. Like I know Strife's Druid deck uses Cenarius, and like everyone thought that card sucked. So that would be like a sleeper OP card because it's the best deck, and people think it sucks. Like me, I think it still sucks. So.
Well, I think his deck has a pretty cool design to it. Yeah,
of course.
But something that's generally OP, I guess that's probably doesn't fall into that category. Yeah.
You're generally going to see like that kind of argument made with legendaries. Yeah, and I don't really know of any that are like super sleeper anymore because I've played so many legendary heavy decks in the past. Most legendaries have some spots. I can tell you what isn't sleeper OP: Millhouse. I conceded turn 1 in an arena after playing Millhouse.
Oh, you conceded
2 days
really?
ago.
Oh my god, that's pretty bad.
I played Millhouse, and he used Force of Nature, Soul the Forest, and some other stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Game over.
If I were to throw one out there, I've seen some inklings or some interesting things involving Deathwing recently, and that's about all I'll say. Deathwing's kind of an interesting card since late game when people don't have many cards, you just throw it down. When yourself you don't have many cards either, you throw it down. It's a 12/12, clears the board, and they have to do something about it. And if they've already wasted all their hexes and polymorphs and all that jazz beforehand, it's a powerful card. And I don't know if a lot of people run it or not. It's expensive, obviously, since it's a legendary, but it's kind of interesting. You don't see it very often, too. But I haven't seen a certain someone trying to put one together, which has been pretty cool. Let's see. Next up, we got Mordred P. asks, what do you think of Baron Geddon, and what would be the correct way to play it, in your experience and opinion? Either of you guys played it a lot? Baron?
I think Trump has, but I don't think I have.
Thoughts, Trump?
Yeah, it's you would put it in a control deck, and you use it against aggro. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm imagining you're talking about this in a constructed. Like Strifecrow's Druid deck runs it, and he actually thought about taking it out, if I remember correctly, because it was tough to play against control and it's not so good. But against aggro, it's really good, and it's not too bad just by default, since it's a pretty big minion for its cost.
Yeah, still has to be removed. It's a 7/5, so it's a big threat to the board. But it is tough. It is tough playing another control deck with that card. But my experience, the way you play it is against an aggro deck, it functions as I think the way I look at it is like waves, like clearing out waves against aggro decks and how you do it. And for me with Baron Geddon, it's like the final clear, like the third clearing of like a crazy aggro warlock deck, for instance. You just throw down Baron Geddon and it's usually just game over after that.
Yeah.
It's the final nail in the coffin. Let's see, No Cuddle. He has a few good questions here. First off, he asks, when will the VOD of Trump's match versus Savage be available? And I think it's available. You can go to Artosis. I think you go to Artosis's Twitch VODs, and you can find it there right now. You can find the Turn 2 episode and the King of the Hill right after if you want to watch it. I don't. We want to avoid spoilers. We won't talk too much about it. So maybe next week we can talk a lot about it with Trump and maybe even go over the decks and that sort of thing. Please rank these. His second question is, please rank these. Nat Pagal, King Muckala, and Illidan Stormrage. Krip, how would you rank those? You start off.
All right. From a constructed point of view, I suppose.
It could be
Muckle
either.
1, Pagal 2, Illidan 3.
Okay.
And I think in Arena, it might just be the complete opposite. I think Illidan's probably number 1, Pagal 2, and Muckla 3.
Okay. Trump?
Yeah, I will agree with that completely. Muckla is one of those cards that you want to play when your opponent ideally has nothing on the board. But it's not a disaster if they have one thing on the board, because usually Muckla is just one of those cards where you want to play it either really early, because even if they have a 3/3 on the board, then you use 2 mana and then trade with your Muckla with their 3/3, or you play it while they have nothing on the board and the bananas do nothing. So it's really quite situational in Arena. It's difficult. It's more difficult to get that working for you. Nat Pagal, I actually think, is last in Arena, so I guess I would rank Muckla second. And then Illidan Stormrage is a monster in Arena.
So
Sometimes.
last. So you think Nat's last in ranking the legendaries, or
In Arena, yeah, because
Okay.
it's difficult to build a deck that... Arena decks tend to have more answers to Nat Pagal, surprisingly, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
okay. Yeah, for me, I think.
And in
Listen.
constructed, Muckla 1, Nat Pagal 2, Illidan 3. Illidan's too slow.
Yeah, can't disagree with those rankings either. Let's see, turn 2. They say his third question is, today on turn 2. They said the most broken and stupid card in the game right now is Tankmaster Overspark. Thoughts? Okay, so what do you guys think about this card? Because I watched that discussion and thought it was kind of interesting. Didn't really agree with some of it. I did agree with some of their points too, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. Krip, you're the guy who takes credit for adding that card to
Give me credit.
the Paladin
It's mine.
or the Druid deck, whichever one it is. What do you think about this card? Is it, a lot of people I think perceive it as it being just originally designed as a fun card, something that creates a squirrel or creates an awesome 5/5 minion. But what, do you think it was just? Do you think it wasn't designed to be used the way it's being used right now, or any of your thoughts?
What do you mean?
What do you think?
It's like a battle cry only legendary, and it's being used for its battle cry. How else is it going to be designed? I don't understand. It's a pretty simple card. It's like,
Yeah.
nice Ysera, here's a squirrel. That's the card. I mean, that's what it does. People
I guess what do
play
you
big
think-
cards.
What do you think of the
Right.
RNG then?
Right.
The RNG side of it.
It's awesome. What? You're already playing a card game. You, you might as well throw some more stuff in there.
Okay. Trump, what do you think?
Yeah, I have no faults with it. It would obviously be too strong if it only made a squirrel. It would obviously be too strong if it only made a devil's sword.
Right.
It's hard to say. It's just designed that way. If you don't like it, don't run it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat too. I like the dynamics of it. For the most part, I don't use Tankmaster Overspark in a position where the 5/5 would be just crazy bad for me. You know what I mean? Like if that was the result of tanking, because I usually tank my opponent's minions, like to silence it or to poly it or that type of scenario, right? and I usually poly something that's 5/5 or over. I think the thing that I poly the weakest or the least amount of damage / health unit is probably Sylvanas. And a 5/5 Sylvanas is still it's just like a silenced Sylvanas, right? So it's not that bad. So yeah, I like the card. I think it's kind of fun, and I don't think it affects high level play that much. In a negative fashion, I mean. Okay, and his last question is: Rogue tempo deck viable? Shit, that's pretty general.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of rogue tempo decks. So, okay, let's pick one more. Okay, Creektar asks, do you think priests are fine at the moment? Do they deserve a buff? And how would you buff priests right now? Trump, you want to take this one first?
Sure. I think priest is regarded as one of the weaker classes at the moment in constructed, and it's difficult to say whether or not that's because they're actually bad or because people just haven't played it that much. Part of the problem with them is that a lot of their class cards are dedicated to cute funsies things, like Inner Fire and Divine Spirit and Lightwell, and it's like you're supposed to make the priest deck, which uses those combo wombos, and then you got the Akanai Soul Priest Circle of Healing, and then that's actually what I'm going to run, but it's hard to say how you would buff it. It's let it ride for a while, see what happens, then maybe make a little bit of incremental changes to it. I think it's one of those classes it'll be helped a lot once there are new cards.
Okay. Krip, thoughts?
I think you could buff the hero ability. I mean,
to what? Like,
even 3, I think is okay.
Wow, 3? That's a lot.
Yeah. It is a lot, but the problem with priest is you just get smashed at the beginning, and to not get smashed at the beginning, you have to play crappy cards. And if you play crappy cards, your heal still doesn't do anything. So, I don't know. Could just make it hero ability fully heal a character, you know?
Wow. Okay, we can't do that. We can't. Dude, what would happen if you got Shadow Form then? Just completely destroy. Kill character. Or just Akanai. Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with Trump too. I think it just hasn't been explored enough, Priest. Especially with the mind control change. Everybody was just using... It was almost like a crutch to the design of decks and things, mind control was, because it's just so good. So now that it's being pushed out to 10, I think a lot more can be done. We're seeing some more cool Akanai Soul Priest stuff with the Circle of Healing. I think it's pretty great, and just switching from Shadow and Heal Priest and seeing more of that. That's pretty cool. I think it'd be nice to see one more heal spell for the Priest. They took away Greater Healing, right? But I think it would be cool to see just one more pretty generic heal. Since it is a heal class, and I still think that the paladin feels more like a priest sometimes than the priest does, at least from a healing standpoint. That's the only change I would make to it, and then just kind of see how it plays out. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it, guys, for questions. Again, we're just going to try to read out the I guess the best, the top rated ones each and every week. But next week we're going to be doing the legendary cards. We'll go over those cards, and then we'll take a break from maybe a couple weeks from evaluating some more cards and start some new segments. I want to do a segment where you guys send us in decks, and then we give you comments on it and maybe some suggestions on how to change them. So you're going to have to send me those decks, though, if you want to take part in that. And you can do that by messaging me on Twitch, just something on Imager, just an image of it, and we can start doing that. But I think that's going to be it, guys. You want to do some shout-outs? Grip, shout-outs?
Yeah, I got shout-outs.
All right.
I'm going to do the thing that I linked to you in Skype. So
okay, let me show it. Okay, I'm going to have to show it. Okay, I have to show it.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you to the people who like to participate to the Kripparrian Reddit. We will dominate the internet eventually.
Subreddit.
And it's the Reddit. It's good enough.
Okay, here's that site he was talking about.
Thank you for people who decide to waste their time making Crip GIFs. The Crip GIFs are the best GIFs.
Let me link
Let
it
it be
to you
known.
guys. Let me link it to you guys. Oh, okay. God,
Link.
what the
You
hell?
gotta show 'em.
My links are being deleted too. What the hell is going on?
Dude, fuck the links. You just gotta show them.
I showed it to him.
Oh yeah.
I showed it to
Dude,
him.
scroll down a little bit. There's some more in there.
All right. Keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, here we go.
Look, it's 4 in the OJ. Oh my god, it's so
Okay.
amazing.
Okay, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. And then he's playing puppets too with his hat. Awesome.
Those are the pom poms, man.
Oh, you're shaving in this one. Holy shit! I didn't see that one. So now, look at that. Oh, it's gold right there. Okay, good stuff. And this is a fuckyeahkripparrian.tumblr.com. So I can't link it in the chat. You guys can go check it out. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Trump, shoutouts.
Sure. Shout out to the King of the Hill. I was recently on. They have a good production. If you want to watch it, there's a VOD on Artosis' stream, and it would be it starts at 1 hour 16 minutes.
Yeah, what he's saying is
The
just
most
skip
recent
turn
one.
2. That's what he's saying. Don't even watch
Yep.
turn 2 and just go straight to the. I'm just kidding. Watch turn 2 too, also, guys. Any other shoutouts?
Usual shout out to Razor for good stuff. Yay.
All right, cool.
Fuck Razor.
Oh man, we're not gonna have any of that here. At least sponsor battles. Oh, actually, the Team Razor thing. Did it end up finishing the vote? Is it still
I
going
don't
on?
know the results yet. I don't think the results are in.
But it finished though, the voting.
The site to vote is actually still up, but I'm going to guess they're invalid ? Since that would be silly.
Well, hoping to see. Can't wait to see the results there. But my shout out to big shout out to you two, obviously, for doing the show each and every week with me. And I do want to give a shout out to Trump and I's group team. I don't know what you want to call us, but we finally have a name for the team. Crip 2 is like an honorary
I'm
member
in.
whenever he wants to be in and not. He just kind of jumps in. But we finally came up with a name. We've been nameless forever, so I wanted to announce the name. Our name's going to be Liquid Value, and it's the three of us, and Monk, and Curie, Kissifer, Kiyuki, Strifecrow, Silas, Kithris. Who else? Am I missing anybody? Am I forgetting somebody? Trump, am I forgetting anybody? I think that's it, right? Yeah, anyways. It's a group of us that have been collaborating for a long time, and definitely a lot of the guys have won a tournament, and a lot of the guys were in the ESGN thing that we're going to be seeing next week versus the Doge House. So keep an eye on the Liquid Value guys, and big shout out to those guys too. They're awesome. Did I forget somebody, Trump, or no?
You almost certainly did, but it's difficult to know which one.
I think so. I mean, wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the list, but if I did, I'm sorry, guys. I'll have to make up to you next time. And next week, I think Monk's going to stop by, talk about some of the articles, or just some of the cool articles he's been writing. Great write-ups. I really enjoy Monk's all the work he puts into it, and I think the community does too. So we'll have him stop by and hang out with us a little bit. But that's going to be it, guys, for Value Town this week. Or actually, follow us on Twitter, at ChanManV, at Kripparrian, at TrumpSE. And we'll see you guys next week. Later.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.